We are talking about the importance of why youth, you and I, should be part of a system that will make business environment suitable for you and I. In some of our countries now, one of the major reasons why we cannot even do businesses is because the government have not created a conducive environment for us. Take, for instance, in my country, the government has not done anything to ensure that I run a sustainable business in my own country. I was talking to someone yesterday, and we were talking about payment system, gateways, and it's so crazy how we could start calling people in the US, calling people in Dubai, just because of gateway payment system. These are the duties of government. And if you and I do not participate, if we do not start changing our mindset towards politics, things are going to remain the same way they are. And that is why this topic today, it's very, very crucial. This topic today, it's very, very important. All right. So it's not just about, election is coming on. What are you doing? One thing we want to encourage each and every one of us to do, even here that are here, members of Go Global Project, is to ensure that you have the right to vote. How do you have the right to vote? To ensure that you get your PVC, your permanent voters card. And that we're going to be doing campaign from henceforth. We're going to be coming up here, talking to people and encouraging people, most especially the youth, why we should be part, why we should get our PVCs in whatsoever countries that you are, in wherever you are. It's important that you are part of this political. I can see some persons raising up their hands. You have one or two questions or you have a contribution. I'm going to unmute you now. You just contribute or say one or two things. And the first hand I'm seeing here is Aminat. Aminat, I'm going to unmute you now so that you can give your contribution. Thank you. Aminat, you can unmute now. Welcome. Yeah. Welcome. Nice to see you.
Thank you. So I am really pleased to be with you. Every time I can join you, I am there with a great pleasure, and you can see this through my face, actually. And one more thing I want to do is, first of all, I would like to thank you so much for this topic. This topic is great in my field as a graduate of political sciences and international relations faculty. And the good thing is that in my master's, I got specialized in Africa. And one of the challenges of Africa as a continent, as most of us are from Africa, and this is the same challenge, by the way, even in other countries or other continents in the world, apart from Europe and Americas, is the lack of participation among young people. Why? Simply because there is a lack of what we call political consciousness. So the right question here would be, how can we raise the political consciousness among the young people? The global president has said something very important earlier. He spoke about the importance of being part of a political party, and also he stated civil society. Now, I would speak about Africa because I know it more. In Africa, participating in political parties might be quite challenging for young people. I mean, unless you have got acquaintances or direct line to get through. Otherwise, there is another path. The other path is the civil society. Civil society means organizations, whether national organizations, local organizations, or international organizations. It is important that we engage youth people in those organizations. Now, when we speak about youth people and we speak about consciousness and political consciousness, automatically we have a range of population that we address. And here we mean young adults, and particularly the students at universities. Why university? Because at university, change can come. From university, we have maturity. In universities, we have people who are adult and mature enough to understand the importance of what we call it, political participation. Now, in relation to business, why do we have this lack of participation here? Simply because a lot of people do not make the connection between political sector and economic sector. Now, yesterday, as you mentioned, I could notice that there were over 400, and there was like, wow. By the way, yesterday, sorry, I couldn't be part because I had an exam at school. So, unfortunately, I couldn't be part of the lecture. Anyway, so I was saying, looking at the reason behind it, simply because people do not make the relation between them. Now, I can't tell you this, and the people who are present among us, maybe they know it, maybe they don't, but they can also share this information. Is in business investment, there is what we call regulatory affairs. Regulatory affairs is directly linked to the government, which means governmental institutions. So people who would like to succeed in their business, and those who are really successful in the business, are those who could get very good connections with the government. How? Because they know they are aware of the regulatory affairs of the country. When we speak about regulatory affairs, we are speaking about the policy of import or investment or industry or whatever implied in the country, and also we are speaking about the law, which means people, young people or young investors, or they should be aware of knowing these two things. When you know the regulation in your country and you know the law in your country that is implemented for economy, you could really introduce the market and you could become bigger with your business. So we should raise also this awareness. We should raise this link among those generations so they can be aware of the importance of integrating in political process. Now, the third point I wanted to speak about is, as you have mentioned, Daniel, you have asked about whether do you have the card for voting. That's true. A lot of people, especially in Algeria and in African continent in general, a lot of young people do not go to vote. They say like, yeah, we want to vote because there is corruption and things will not change. Well, this is actually the blah, blah, blah that we have heard all our life, and we were convinced with it. But the reality is, let's inverse the equation. What would happen? Imagine with me the scenario. What would happen if we will have every single citizen, young people included, with all those who have the right of voting, going all to the centers of vote the same day, being on time, and there going all and giving the right voice? We won't give any chances to corruption. You see what I mean? So we have to be aware of what are the main things we should do. I mean, all right, I am young, I just keep criticizing. There are a lot of obstacles, but I should act. What should I do to stop this? Personally, I take my card and I go to vote. Even if people would tell me, you are corrupted, thank you. I know, as I am a graduate of political sciences, I know the importance of giving my voice. I should also give this message to all people among me. I have always told this to my students. I have always shared this with my friends. Then my part, my duty is done. I have given the message to them. They want to take it, it's fine. They don't want to take it, it's up to them. From my side, I started to make the change. Thank you so much for listening to me. And once again, such a pleasure.
Wow. I am so proud of you. I'm so proud of you, Aminat. Thank you very much for coming up and enlightening us on that. Wow, I am just glad because we have people that are very, very enlightened when it comes to politics. And I know that with what we have, with the type of people we have, we can with more awareness that we're raising now, we'll be able to reach out to the world. We'll be able to penetrate those that need to hear. And from what you've said, it's important that we let our close circle know that this change starts from us. Nothing will change if our mind, first of all, is not changed. Nobody, no one, just like you said, has the right to complain who has not shown interest in politics. You don't, what would you say? Things are getting bad, you're complaining, but have you shown interest in even trying to change the system? Have you gotten your card? What are you doing? So it's important that we act now. We start acting now. And I know that even as we get ourselves involved, things will become even better.